I'm really interested in the body and not in like a typical sense. I feel like quite often people take it very literally, like soft sculpture, photography, and I've done that and found it interesting in the past, but I'm more interested in like visceral bodily feelings, so emotions tied to the form.
Just, you have to be productive. That's always been my belief. You have to be productive.
Sharks, if they don't swim, they die, and Bupch is an art shark.
And I learned from her because she designs her own outfits quite often, and there's a lot of joy in sharing what I have learned, what she has learned.
I'm Rosanna. I'm a multidisciplinary artist, and I go by Stranger Misguided Online.
I've been on the stage in England, so that's a form of art. But I'm very unhappy if I've got nothing to do with my hands. I get restless. And
journal's kind of like a vomiting of emotions. It's kind of just like an exorcism of feeling. Once I get it out, it's gone from my head. And then it's on these pages, or on these pieces of fabric. This piece was inspired by I was waiting at the Albany bus stop, and there was this lady, and she had a backpack on, and she had a rabbit fur charm on her bag, and it had these really, really long legs, and I could just imagine stroking it. And I felt really inspired by that. It's kind of cringy now, but I like, I think it felt good at the time to write. I don't know whether it reflects something at this point, but it's, oh, to be adored, run fingers through pelt and imagine me smooth, kiss my neck and bite, make it fast. But we lived together. We did live together when I lived at home, and we became very, very close after I became her carer when she broke her wrist.
What else getting asked at my age? In 2 months I'll be 90. So really to have somebody like Rosanna in your life, that's a real blessing.
You can't help but become close to someone in those spaces, and it's kind of a lovely thing that I did for her what she did for me when I was younger. I'll describe my art style as morose, fun, and practical, and I don't feel like those three words really connect, but the practical in the sense that I can only make what my body allows me, so it has to be very to the day. As of a month ago, I found I have CVID, but yeah, it's a autoimmune disorder that means I don't create the same antibodies that everyone else does, and so it means I'm constantly sick. I used to dream in Technicolor, which was a wonderful thing. I was on antidepressants for many years, and for some reason my great side effect was these bright dreams, and so I'd dream of people painted faces, or maybe that was just their skin colour. When I can't make things and there's a creative drive, it goes towards the life that I live, the way that I make food, the way that I, have rituals daily, the way that I interact with strangers. It's a lifestyle rather than like a process or a practice. It's a way that I've kind of conceded the fact that my body doesn't work and can still feel like an artist.
Because she'll come up with an idea and she'll say, Babja, do you think you could do this? You've done some marvelous things, marvelous, and I'll make it for her.
I started doing her makeup after I completed makeup school, and she's a great model. She would let me do anything to her, which is a blessing and a curse, because I think I bully her sometimes.
My biggest joy in it is that I love being with Rosanna and her company. We do get on so well, we talk about all sorts of things. And probably it's not the results that I'm waiting for, how I will look or anything, or what she's going to do with it. It's really to be with her, to be able to sit for her so she can practice different looks and so on. This is my biggest pleasure.
The typical process is very, to me, quite simple. It's a clean face, eyebrows glued down, if you have eyebrows. Oh, she doesn't have any. So that's a step skipped. But it's face paint laid down, powdered to high heavens, and powder popped on top. Usually there's sometimes a thinking process beforehand, but I'm pretty intuitive with everything, so I don't often come prepared. Just make it up on the spot.
Through her, I have learned to create things that I would have never thought of doing. Instead of having the Encyclopedia Britannica, I have Instagram.
I call myself strange because me and my brother thought we were going to become YouTube famous when we were 9 and 10. He invented the name and I just kept it this whole time. It feels kind of perfect.
She's so empathic. She's got, maybe because of the way she is, but she's the most loving and kind. Same Stacey. But they're wonderful, wonderful children. And
I don't do things for outside validation, but I do think there is great pleasure in having other people recognise that you've done something different. It's not an intentional choice. I don't go out and say I'm going to be weird, or I don't feel particularly weird. But I do think the joy of being visible is such a wonderful thing, and that's just the joy of being strange. Okay, close your eyes. So well.
I'm not.
You just got to. We're going to leave you there and we'll lock it down. Actually, I'll go straight.
There's a face cloth hanging on the...
I've got one.
I have.
I bought a makeup one.
What I do for you kids